I see people rolling in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hope everyone's doing good. It's a beautiful morning here in Tampa, Florida. Just going out, doing some physical training, and I'm here at a park here in Hillsborough County, Flatwoods Park. So hoping I don't get too much rain here as I keep walking, and figured I'd go ahead and kick off and get some different topics going that I haven't talked about in a while. So if you are new, welcome to the channel. If you are returning and have been here before, thanks for coming back. I've truly missed engaging in the community and being more a part of what everyone's doing in your lives and what you're working on. I know I've really enjoyed the Slack channel over the years, and I've met some really good people there, and have gotten to engage with a lot of you and see what you all are doing, and kind of gives me some insight too and helps me be better. Now, quick note, the Slack channel, just a note on that, I am going to be removing that going forward, and we're going to move over to Discord. I'll send out sign up information, and the best way to do that going forward. To be completely honest with you guys, I know very little about Discord. Just haven't really used it. Not really involved in any communities on there. So it'll be a learning experience for me, and I know that a lot of my community has some really good insight on what that is. So we'll tackle that together. So take a minute, kind of talk about what I'm doing, where I'm at, where I've been. I know that a lot of my community that I had built couple hundred of you. You know, a lot of you were anticipating different projects I was working on, different things I was sending out. So wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of where I've been. So about 3-4 years ago, around the time of my last video, I kind of moved at the company I was with out of like DevOps and engineering, and was put more into a full management role. And that management role was different. It moved into more of incident management. We were still managing infrastructure, but they kind of removed a lot of the engineering and Terraform away from me. And also, about 2 years ago, well, I guess more now. We had ChatGPT come out, AI, and I think that the overwhelm of a new position with management, and also wondering what in the world the future was going to bring for people like me and people like you. The overwhelm, I think, was just kind of crippling. There's probably not a better word for it. So I took that hiatus from the channel to really actually just dump everything I had into my full-time employment, which was management. And as I think most of the people on this channel know, because I've been pretty vocal about it, my family. I have a wife and 2 kids. So those were my priorities, and that is where I put all of my attention. Now, fast forward, I ended up leaving my role in last year, and I ended up joining the Army National Guard here in Florida. And I have been committed in my personal life, not here on this channel specifically, but committed to going back to more of an engineering focused role. That could be management. That could be just an individual contributor on infrastructure. But I've really found that there's a couple different things in my own life that I need to be successful, not just in business and in my career, but also with my family. Happiness is kind of a funny thing. I'm in my 30s, and this is one of those. It's one of those things. Maybe it's a midlife crisis, call it that. But it's kind of like, if I'm just doing incident management and managing a team of people who are all unhappy because our leadership is unhappy, what's the point? There's nothing that is going to give me fulfillment in that specifically. And that's just me personally. There are people who I know who have ITIL certifications who absolutely love that stuff. But for me, it's going down a road that I wasn't fulfilled, and might be a privilege, but that's something I look for in my life right now. I know the economy sucks. I know that the outlook isn't great. I know that the job market's pretty tough, as I've discovered. But that's why I'm here. I think one of the things that brought me fulfillment and joy with this channel over the years was working with you all, and it challenged me. I think it challenged you. I think a lot of our lives were in a more fulfilled place, and it's something I want to get back to, no matter what the outcome is. So, yeah. So I figured I was going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone today. I've never live streamed before. Something new. Something I want to do more of. I'm doing some training that I really needed to get done, and I figured I would bring anyone who wants to listen along for the ride. So, all right. So let's talk about the future, what my plans are, and what this channel is going to be focused on going forward. I am going to be focusing on artificial intelligence and how to incorporate that into DevOps. I'm going to be working on certifications, particularly Terraform, first and foremost, and then going to move on to some AWS certs. So looking at most likely the associate, and then move on to DevOps professional. And then from there, I'm not really sure. We'll see where we go. So if you stick around this channel, you're going to see me producing more content around Terraform, around, and I'm not just talking, I know in the past I've worked on project based, like here's a job role, here's what we're gonna build for the job. Going forward, I'm going to be doing this to benefit myself as much as you. So we're going to be doing Terraform engineering and getting a little bit deeper to that and what I can apply there. And then we're going to build with AWS primarily, but we're going to incorporate some different new things, like working with GitHub Actions more, which I know I put out a video last year for GitHub Actions. And then we're going to, start to incorporate those AI tools in our pipelines. So the hope would be to become aggressive in the job market the way that it is right now. And I think the future of this role, we have no choice but to be aggressive. We have no choice but to be violent about how we pursue our careers. Upskilling is going to be critical. AI is not going to replace everybody like I think the kind of the doomsday mentality is, but we are going to need to be fighting for those slots, as I'm sure a lot of this community and channel has already found out. So what that means is we got to get our certifications, and we have to make sure that we are starting from the ground up. Especially if you come from me, I don't come from a background like me. I don't have the college education in computer science, so it's been more of an uphill battle, I think, for people who don't have that background. But now's the time. So thanks for joining this morning. A couple different things that I'll continue to talk about is what I am building now. I've already talked about the certifications and the trainings that I'm doing, particularly in Terraform and engineering. I am reviving my website. I'm not going to change it much, but as I mentioned before, I'm not sure who's dropping in, out, but we're going to be moving to Discord for what it's worth, and connecting there. And then going to be working on some more in-depth training for particularly things like Terraform or things like cloud engineering in general. But again, emphasis on AI tools, DevOps, and making sure that particularly we're using those AI tools responsibly as well. I'm not just talking about LLMs. I want to really dig deeper into the real-time deployment metrics, alerting, maybe correction, especially if you're talking about like a Kubernetes cluster, and kind of early detection of those gotcha issues. So yeah, I think that's going to be the focus for the rest of this year at least. I've got a pretty busy schedule, but we are going to attack it aggressively. As I mentioned before, that's all we got left to do is be aggressive, be violent. So, okay, so my long-term goal is to get my certifications, Terraform, cloud engineering, particularly with AWS environment. I'm still staying in DevOps as much as I possibly can, which is an aggressive field right now. And my goal is to be honestly the best version of myself in those technologies. And my particular mission through this channel is to make you the best version of yourself, or maybe not make you, because I'm not the sole influence, but I think push you and encourage you to be the best version of yourself, especially when it comes professionally. But as I mentioned before, I think being the best version of ourselves professionally also requires us to be the best version of ourselves personally. And so, I think it's really, really important that, everyone who's along for this ride do the same thing. So try something new. Get out and do something new, um, unrelated to work. One pitfall that I fell into a couple years ago was everything in my life revolved around my career, my work. Late nights doing alerting, and late nights doing deployments, late nights doing troubleshooting, and then late nights studying, trying to figure out how to get ahead. And that, whenever, especially when you're in a role that you don't fully enjoy, like something like incident management, or particularly managing a team in incident management, leads to burnout real quick. So finding new things that open your mind are really important. Get out, maybe go to a park. Here in Florida, I have good weather, but maybe learn to kayak. We got manatees in the springs. I've been wanting to take my kids up there. Something new that I don't do a whole lot anymore. I used to, but not so much anymore. Yeah, I think challenging our minds and expanding our minds and bringing that, bringing ourselves outside of the silo that we're in is really critical. At least going forward when we're combating something like AI, where it's lost perspective and it's lost empathy. So those are my thoughts on that. That's what I'm building. That's what I'm pursuing. That's why I'm doing it. And then a couple things I want to talk about too for any newcomers to the field, or if you're just kind of stuck, feeling stuck. I would, suggest, I'm thinking about this from a perspective of if I were rebooting my own career, right? As I mentioned, certifications are key, studying, but I'm still a big fan of Terraform. As I've been working on Terraform projects here just for the certification and for a portfolio for getting back into the field, I think, what I've noticed is I can use Copilot to write my Terraform code very fast. I don't have to go to the documentation and copy paste anymore. I can just use Copilot and it'll do it. Even the editor, VS Code. As I'm typing, it's auto filling out, the resources, the provider. It's taking those, it's finding variables in my other files and populating them automatically. I no longer have to go back and copy paste my own variables, right? Pretty cool stuff. But sorry, looking for bikes here, don't want to get hit. So pretty cool stuff. But the point being, AI is not going to replace anybody anytime soon. I don't think. I had to when I put in the Copilot. When I put in the Copilot, sorry, I'm distracted here walking. But when I put in the Copilot, it spit out a bunch that I did not need. And as businesses are going to be adopting AI into engineering tasks and roles and trying to cut costs, which we know the bigger ones specifically are. I think that it's going to be critical that you have that human still behind the desk to review and be like, hey, this is unnecessary for our use case. Hey, this is not the goal that we talked about in that meeting. So maybe something to think about. So if I were new to this field, particularly DevOps, cloud engineering, solutions architecting, anything like that, even incident management, right? If you're coming in, you're doing help desk stuff, you need to be focused on upskilling, not panicking, and making sure that you're the best version of yourself professionally and personally that you can be, because you're going to need it. So some things to note. It's interesting. My son's been reading a book. It's a Minecraft book, and it's by Max Brooks, who did World War Z and other popular novels. But this is like a Minecraft book, and I've been listening along because it's actually pretty interesting. It's called The Island for anybody who's interested. It's a kid's book, but I found tremendous value in it. Is panic drowns out thought is one of the key themes of that book. Friends keep you sane. It's another key theme of that book. Never give up. It's another theme of that book. And there's many others, but those are some that come to mind as I think about, I've reflected in my own life. The things that sometimes we put on the back burner or we're not focused on because of, maybe just a short-sighted career pivot or move. So, if I encourage the community today, I would tell you, never give up. Panic drowns out thought. So specifically in the case of AI and what we're talking about now, you can get overwhelmed and feel panicked, and it can be confusing. You don't know which direction to go. That was me. Which certification do I get? And you end up studying for one, then you transition to another because you just think it's better. You read something online, and then you move to the next one and the next one, and you never become good at anything. So I would home in. We got to pick a few things and just start building from there. So my goal for that, I'm going to treat this like a reboot, just like how many people in this community are, and we're gonna build it up. If you're in the community and you already have a great engineering role, I mean, I expect you guys to reach out to me when I do something stupid, or say something that you've over the years found a better way to do. I rely on friends to keep me sane. So cool. I'm glad you guys could join today. Before I go, I got to pick up my pace here. I'm going too slow. I don't want to be out of breath for talking, but just some parting thoughts. Be the best version of yourself. You have to be aggressive. You have to be violent in the job market. Especially coming forward in the next decade, things are only going to get harder. I think for not harder in terms of work. I think work's going to get easier. It's going to be harder to secure your spot in the workforce, I think, at least in this role. And, be violent, be strong, never give up, push forward, and don't be complacent. Complacency is going to kill us in the end, and we have to evolve with the technology. People have done it for many, many years. Different things have come along, and people have had to adapt. And that's what we're going to have to do too. So I say start adding AI to your portfolio. I'm going to be, and as I do, I'm going to be sharing that with as many people as I can and try to get a bigger reach and see what we can do. So cool. If you guys have any questions or comments, I have the new Discord link. I'm not in a position to put it out like here or anywhere. I don't even know how. This is totally foreign and new concept to me, live streaming. But if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, subscribe now. And then if you find the Discord link, I think it's public, try it. It's just my channel name. And then otherwise, I updated the sign up form on my website, but if you're already signed up on that, I don't think you're going to get a new email yet. So maybe I'll send out another email with the Discord here this week. My plans for this week are to start working on another tutorial project, and also I have scheduled the Terraform associate exam for tomorrow, so that's my next plan. And yeah, so I'll try to get some content pushed out here for the community this week, and try to keep that flowing. So cool. But thanks for joining me. First live stream in the books, and hopefully some more to follow in the coming weeks, as I'm going to be doing stuff like this pretty frequently, I think. So be aware of that. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. It's been a pleasure being with you, spending my morning with you. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Be aggressive. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the people around you. And if you don't have anyone in your life, if you're in a different part of the world that is separated from your family and friends, have an online community. But I hope that you can find something new to try today. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the channel, around and about. Hopefully the Discord, once I figure out how to work that thing too. Sound pretty old. But looking forward to engaging with more and more people as time comes on. So it's really about, I think I cover all this stuff. I've just been talking. I just want to make sure I put like a list of things in this video that I was going to talk about. There's no script to this, if you haven't figured that out by now. Just have questions. Yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything in there, my thoughts of the future. And then also, I think the other thing was going in line with the complacency real quick, being disciplined, self-discipline, something that over the years, I think I've let go a lot of different things just because of family, work, things like that. But getting back into trying to be more disciplined about specific things, studying, upskilling, and getting outside and actually doing like physical training. So yeah, that's it. Again, thank you all for joining me this morning. I'm going to try to pick up my pace and try not to pass out. And got quite a few miles to go still. But I am really excited to be back on here. I've missed a lot of you. I've missed all of you. Those of you who engaged with me and actually had some feedback from, I really missed you guys specifically. And hopefully we can extend the community and build it even more and more. Made friends on here from all over the world, and it's pretty cool. So have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. See you guys. Well, actually, no, Dominic. I'm trying to figure out these chats. I've never done this, so forgive me. Let me see. Hi, how are you? Good to see you, if you're still on. But sorry, you caught me at the end. If you have a question, you can ask. I'll try to answer before I drop. I don't really have a specific have to drop time. It's more so just I'm walking. So if there's questions, I can answer them as best I can. If it's about me, about the channel, or about your own career, do the best I can. Sometimes I can have that managerial perspective that I can give you as well, that I've gained over the years. But happy to be here. Happy that you're here too. Thanks for joining. I don't know how to flip the camera around. I was going to show you. I'm just walking on a trail here. It's like a loop that goes like 12 miles. And so, trying to get some in. It's also a good time to think. By the way, guys, I'm done with my extreme stream. If you guys, I'm here for community talking. If you guys want to chat, That's about it. This is a great time to reflect, not just on work, which I never do on these walks. Done it this morning on this stream, but I think taking that time to just sit and like reflect on life, philosophy, family, planning your future. It's a good time to do it. Brought my kids down here, and they've really enjoyed that time with me too. I think being out of work specifically has been actually kind of good in the sense I've gotten to like really strongly connect with my kids. I get to be a part of their daily lives more, their routines, and then also get to come down here, let them ride their bikes, and enjoy their time. So kind of goes back to what I was saying about being the best version of yourself personally as well as professionally. It's important, because if you're not like living your best life personally in your personal life, you're not enjoying what you're doing. It makes it really, really hard to apply yourself in the other areas of your life that matter the most, in terms of the cascading effects. So cool. I was looking yesterday at kind of my past videos, and I noticed that my last one was in like 2023, which was like I think like Hurricane Ian when I did like the notification video, and a lot has happened since then. A lot of different changes, and so it's cool to be back. Well, 30 minutes in. No, it covered a lot of like ground in terms of my own thoughts on things, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop off. And like I said, just look out. I'll probably put out some new video here, hopefully this week. If not, like next week. But like I said, gonna be pushing for AI. I've got a lot more studying to do there after I get this Terraform cert out of the way tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be adding in the AI to. I think the focus is going to be infrastructure building, deployments, just automating everything, right? Because I think automation is key, and AI into your pipelines, and monitoring as well. Learning about that more and more, and probably going to try to. I think I want most of the new content in the videos to be really achieving something. So I may end up. I'm gonna keep all the like the job portfolio jobs, the job prospects, but then around those, I'm gonna keep those, um, as like free as possible on YouTube. I think I'm gonna start making more and more content that's geared to like actually achieving something like a certification, and that may be paid content, not crazy expensive, but something, because that takes a lot of time and effort, and so I'm gonna start doing that. yeah, so that's what I got for today. Thank you for joining. Really, I've enjoyed talking to myself and getting to share my thoughts with you all. So have a great rest of your day, great evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you this week. Thanks, everyone.